Hey everybody, Bobby Kling from Your Online Genius here. Wanted to drop into your news feed with just a quick lesson legal tip today about the 3 legal policies that every online entrepreneur should have on their website. Now, I do these things from time to time. People get mad at me. People, troll me talking about legal requirements. Look, I'm going to tell you what I know. You can agree with me or not, but here's what I know. As an online entrepreneur, there really are 3 legal policies that you should have on your website: the terms of use, the privacy policy, and a disclaimer. And each one of them serves a different role. Your terms of use is all about telling people the basic rules of the road for your website. So think of it as kind of the basic user's manual, the basic agreement with visitors. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's a lot of, ugly legalese, but there's also some stuff that's pretty important. Things like your refund policy, if you have cheap digital products you sell. But it's also going to have things like, hey, if you have a dispute with me, you got to come where I am. You got to complain where I am. You can't, sue me in some far off land. So your terms of use is a pretty important document, and you really ought to have one. The next document is your privacy policy. And this is where people get mad at me and people troll my, posts when I say this, but it's just reality. If you're collecting any private information about individuals on your website, you are legally required to have a privacy policy. There's a California law that requires it, and there's a European Union rule called the GDPR that requires it. Now, we could talk about, people can complain about the fact that it applies to them, but those laws apply to you if you're collecting information from people in California or the European Union. And my bet is you probably are. Aside from that, if you ever want to advertise on any of the social media platforms like this one, you have to actually have a privacy policy on your landing page, or they're not going to allow you to. So it's legally required, but you also need it from a marketing perspective. And your privacy policy tells people what information you collect, why you're collecting it, what you're doing with it, who you share it with. And then there's some other random stuff that we have to put in there because of GDPR that tells users about their rights. So that's what your privacy policy does. It's a critical document that every entrepreneur should have. Then the last policy is your disclaimer. This one has a lot of stuff in there. For example, you're going to tell people that, hey, this website, I'm providing information. I'm providing education. I'm not providing professional advice. And you're responsible for your own actions. And if you decide to follow this advice, you can't complain about it. But then it also has all these other disclaimers about why they can't sue you and ways that they can't do bad things to you and your business. So it really is a document you should want to have on your site anyway. So again, those are the 3 key policies you want to have on your website: a privacy policy, a terms of use, and a disclaimer. Like I said, only one of them is legally required. That is the privacy policy. And I used to charge people even for the privacy policy, but I kind of said, that just seems wrong to me. If I can make it free and easy for people to follow the law, I'm going to do so. So I now give my privacy policy template away for free because I believe that it's the right thing to do. If you don't have a privacy policy on your website yet, or you have one that you cobbled together somewhere, but you think, hey, maybe I ought to get one prepared by a lawyer who's also an online entrepreneur, I'd love for you to grab my free privacy policy. You can do that by going to youronlinegenius.com/free privacy policy. Again, youronlinegenius.com/free privacy policy. You can go there, enter your email address, and you will get the free privacy policy. So I'd love for you to join, to get that, put it on your website, and then you're legally protected. And if you have any questions about the other stuff, I'm always around. I'm happy to answer them. But my call to action, make sure you're complying with the law, get your privacy policy in place, and then think about whether you also ought to get those other policies in place, the terms of use and the disclaimer, because they're pretty darn important too. That's it for now. Have a good day. Talk to you later.